Roman Reigns hates his family. Adam Pearce breaks silence on WWE Superstar's arrest. Stephanie McMahon sends a heartwarming message to Vince McMahon weeks after his retirement. Mandy Rose sends a heartfelt message to former male WWE Superstar. Triple H is reportedly trying to bring 33-year-old star back to WWE. Drew McIntyre's plans to steal from AEW. Let's jump right into our first story. Adam Pearce breaks silence on WWE Superstar's arrest. WWE on-screen authority figure Adam Pearce spoke about Dexter Loomis' recent arrest on NXT 2.0. The recent episode of the developmental brand featured a surprise appearance from recently returned superstar Dexter Loomis. During his appearance, he reunited with NXT Superstar Indy Hartwell. Unfortunately, their reunion was cut short when he was arrested soon after. Following the short-lived reunion, WWE official Adam Pearce gave fans an unfortunate update regarding the superstar's status. Sadly, it is official. The authority figure followed this with a hilarious reply to a fan who claimed he should do something about the situation. "Having kidnappers arrested isn't enough," replied Pearce. Loomis was arrested due to his multiple interruptions on Raw and for recently kidnapping The Miz in the middle of a match. At the moment, there are no updates regarding the Alistair's well-being. After the former NXT Superstar was released all of a sudden earlier this year, fans thought it was the end of Index. Now that their long-awaited reunion is just fingertips away, fans are willing to do anything to make it happen. A couple of fans said they were willing to pay the bail money. Another fan is willing to represent the superstar in court. Others put up a hashtag Free Dexter Loomis tag and pleaded with the official to set the superstar free. Meanwhile, one fan jokingly commented about The Miz's future since he is now alone in the basement with no one to feed him. For now, it's a wonder what could happen next between Hartwell and Loomis. However, many fans are positive that this interaction might result in Indy finally moving up to the main roster soon. Still, nothing has been confirmed. Do you want to see Dexter Loomis and Indy Hartwell on the main roster? Sound off in the comments below. Stephanie McMahon sends a heartwarming message to Vince McMahon weeks after his retirement. Stephanie McMahon has sent out a heartwarming message to Vince McMahon weeks after his retirement. On the 17th of June 2022, Vince stepped down from his position as the CEO and chairman of WWE. Shortly afterward, he officially announced his retirement, and Stephanie took responsibility as the co-CEO of the company along with Nick Khan. Meanwhile, her husband Triple H has also taken the position as the new head of creative. Taking to social media, Stephanie sent a heartfelt message wishing her father on his birthday as she posted a throwback photo and wrote, "Happy birthday, Pop, I love you." Many fans and superstars, including Dana Brooke, also reacted to Stephanie's post and wished her father a happy birthday. Stephanie McMahon revealed that Vince McMahon still has his eyes on WWE despite his retirement. Despite retiring from his official duties, Vince is still the controlling shareholder, as mentioned by his daughter. Speaking on a WWE earnings call, the CEO and chairwoman of the company opened up about Vince's influence on the company. She added that although she, Triple H, Nick Khan, and others have been working hard for the betterment of the business, they'll try to evaluate opportunities with Vince's perspective in mind. Vince McMahon is still very much the controlling shareholder, Stephanie McMahon confirmed. He still has his eyes for what is best for our business in terms of maximizing return to our shareholders, of which he is the biggest shareholder. Nick, Paul, Frank, and I remain focused on delivering the maximum results to our shareholders. We will properly evaluate any opportunity that comes our way with that lens in mind. What are your thoughts on Stephanie and Khan's way of managing the business so far? Sound off in the comments section below. Mandy Rose sends a heartfelt message to former male WWE superstar. Mandy Rose took to her official Instagram to send a heartfelt message to Tino Sabatelli on his birthday. Sabatelli is a former WWE superstar and has been dating the reigning NXT Women's Champion for quite some time. Unfortunately, he was released by the company back in 2020. Taking to her official Instagram handle, Rose sent out a heartfelt message to the 39-year-old and praised him for his hard work. "Happiest birthday wishes to my babe at Sabatanop12-4. We've been through a lot over the years, but always managed to find our way back to each other. You are one of the strongest and hardest working men I know, and no matter what happens in life, you never let it affect your mentality. Thank you for your continued support and always staying positive and motivating me every day to be better. Hope you have the best day ever, and you're like fine wine, you get better with age. Love you," wrote Rose. Mandy Rose recently accomplished another major accomplishment as the NXT Women's Champion. She returned to NXT in 2021 and has been enjoying the best run of her career. Since arriving at the developmental brand, Rose has formed the Toxic Attraction stable with Jiggy Dolan and JC Jane. Under her leadership skills, both Dolan and Jane have also been highly successful as well. They are former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions and recently moved up to the main roster under the SmackDown brand. Meanwhile, Rose completed 300 days as the NXT Women's Champion and took to Twitter to celebrate the same. Throughout her reign as the NXT Women's Champion, the former Golden Goddess has successfully defended her title against top names including Dakota Kai, Roxanne Perez, and others. Her latest title defense was against Zoe Stark. Triple H is reportedly trying to bring 33-year-old star back to WWE. If recent reports are anything to go by, Triple H will likely bring Jonah, formerly known as Bronson Reed, back to WWE more than a year after he was released. Since he assumed creative responsibilities in the global juggernaut, Hunter has brought back many performers like Karrion Kross, Dakota Kai, Hit Row, and more. On this week's episode of WWE Raw, Johnny Gargano made his stunning return in front of a rabid Toronto crowd who gave him a hero's welcome. If this wasn't enough, as per a report by Andrew Zarian of We're Live Pal, Jonah could be next in line to make a sensational return. I've heard one name over the last few weeks, and that's Jonah. Great G1, I talked to a friend over there casually in Connecticut, he's a name. Bronson Reed got the ST end of the stick with his positioning. He's very good, he has the size, he had this awesome entrance with the background. He added that he has heard the former NXT North American champion being discussed backstage as a potential returnee now that Triple H is in control of things. I don't know him at all personally. I don't know if anything behind the scenes that happened, anything beyond that, but I can tell you there are people very interested in him because of his talent, his performance in the G1. He's a name that people are interested in. I don't know what his deal is, but he has come up as a name that I've heard. For those unaware, Jonah was let go from the global juggernaut in August 2021. Since then, he has made his presence felt in promotions like NJPW and Impact Wrestling. It's no secret that Jonah is one of the most talented free agents in the wrestling business today, whose WWE release left many fans puzzled as he was booked as a dominant force in NXT. However, now that rumors of his return have surfaced, fans believe he'll potentially have a memorable run with the company this time. Both Raw and SmackDown have seen a surge in underutilized stars being given the much-needed spotlight. As such, if Jonah does happen to return to the company, viewers could see him battling it out with some of the best performers in WWE in legitimate dream matches that could steal the show. Are you excited to see Jonah possibly bring back his talents to WWE? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Drew McIntyre's plans to steal from AEW. Drew McIntyre will be headlining WWE's first big premium live event in the UK in 30 years, Clash at the Castle on September 3rd. He is now planning to use some location-appropriate moves that night. Cesaro parted ways with WWE in February this year. One of the Swiss Superman's signature moves throughout his career has been the European uppercut. While he has made the move popular, using it in many variations, it has been around for decades. It was developed in, as the name suggests, European pro wrestling circuits in the mid-20th century. In a recent appearance on WWE's The Bump, the Scottish Warrior discussed using the move sparingly throughout his career. Fellow guest on the show Bret Hart also talked about how the Dynamite Kid taught him the move, back then called the lifter. When the former WWE champion was asked whether he would use the lifter against Roman and Cardiff, he said that he would, before name-dropping the Swiss Superman. Oh, he's getting one. I don't bring him out too often, but it's something I do like to use every so often. Like, if I can't do that better than someone else, I don't like to use them. And Cesaro was always around, and he's not around right now. He was the one, the bar for me, no pun intended. Now that Cesaro is not around, I'll bring that lifter back, said Drew McIntyre. During the same interview, Drew McIntyre discussed his record against Roman Reigns and how he measures his chances against the champ at Clash at the Castle next week. While he got the upper hand on Roman on last week's SmackDown, hitting him with a Claymore kick, the former NXT champion has a 0-4 record against the Tribal Chief in one-on-one televised bouts. Talking about him believing that he can walk out of Cardiff as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, he said, "Roman has always been my kryptonite, and he is that good. He's as good as he says he is, and I do learn from my mistakes. I'm always honest with myself. I always look in the mirror and say, what are the weaknesses? Where do we need to improve?" Roman doesn't do that anymore. He's genuinely convinced he's completely unbeatable. I can assure him, this is not the Drew McIntyre that he even faced 2 years ago. Drew McIntyre will look to get his first victory against Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle, ending the head of the table's 700-plus day reign as champion. Roman Reigns hates his family. WWE Superstar Drew McIntyre believes that Roman Reigns has no regard for his own family. The Tribal Chief has been on one of the greatest runs in pro wrestling history since returning as a heel in 2020. However, Roman's success can also be attributed to the Usos and Paul Heyman, who have been on his side all this time. Speaking on the latest edition of The Bump, Drew McIntyre proclaimed that Roman has just been using his stablemates to do his dirty work and doesn't mind sacrificing them for his own benefit. You know, Roman, I'm under the impression that he says that he loves his family, does this for his family, but I think he hates his family. He hates the wise man. He sort of sacrificed the wise man to Brock Lesnar. He sends the Usos after me every single week and I keep sending them back every single week. He sends them back, then I send them back again. I'm convinced he genuinely just hates his family. Last week on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre came face to face with Roman Reigns ahead of their upcoming bout at Clash at the Castle. The former WWE champion had some tough words for Roman, stating that the latter did not deserve to be the champion. Soon, a brawl broke out between the two rivals. The Scotsman tried to take Reigns out with a Claymore kick, but Sami Zayn took the bullet instead. Reigns tried to take advantage of the misdirection as he went for a spear on Drew. However, McIntyre was able to counter with Claymore, closing the show hoisting Reigns' championship belts. Who do you think will take home the titles at Clash at the Castle? Sound off in the comments section below and let us know.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me